This is like a Ripley's Believe It or Not. Look at the collection of characters. They're utterly unstandardizable. This is folklore at its populist worst. So, you know, I love the fact that Dilip believes in standards and has acquired the respectability of advertising councils. But I think here, if you look at it anthropologically, yeah, you have to.
I'm trying to imagine Rakhi Sawant studied anthropologically.
You know, if you did, you might be kinder to her.
Okay.
No, I think there's an important thing here because look at these characters. They're like the psychologist Rorschach. There's Pamela Anderson, who is the intersection of the metaphorical and the literal. I think you have to see that to a certain extent, this is the projection.
Should it be regulated?
You know, if you can regulate a circus, go ahead. I mean, you can classify it into acrobats, weightlifters, elephants,
clowns,
Thin Man, Elephant Man, and I'd love to see Dilip Cherian do it. He would add even further anarchy to the show. So I'm all for it.
You've just been called an anarchist as Derek is pitching for Bonvita quiz show to return.
He would be cracking the whip, I suppose. Put them all in line.
I'm answering. Aesthetics. And is aesthetics this debate? Is the debate about aesthetics or is it about children?
Aesthetics is a very complex word and it contains so many elements, so many points. Aesthetics, ethics, beauty, and what is healthy for life. You know, if we are talking about why only children, even adults, why adulterate the minds? It's all, you know, we're talking of pollution day in and day out. Here is pollution. I'm sorry to say that.
But if people are willing to watch it happily, voluntarily.
People are willing to eat whatever you give them, even day in and day out, they'll eat hot dog and hamburger, even though...
But we don't ban them.
People say that, you know, don't eat it. It creates obesity. It creates all kinds of heart problems, blood problems. The same people from where it originated, the same people are telling us now not to eat it. The point is, people, who's people? You, me, but there are millions out there. You and I know perhaps, Big Boss Dekhe, I get so bored in 5 minutes, I say, what is this? This is all, there's nothing, it's stupid. Even if it is bad, it is stupid. If it's bad and it says something, I'm willing to watch it for a while. But it's so stupid.
But can stupidity hurt? Isn't stupidity also a democratic right, Derek?
No.
No,
seriously.
No, I think,
is it a right?
I think, see, but now, where does your democratic right end? Now, is it my freedom? I walk into the cinema hall and everyone's watching the movie and suddenly it's my freedom because I want to get up there and I want to shout, fire, fire. This is my freedom. I can shout fire, fire.
The analogy is not quite correct.
Listen, let me finish. Now what's going to happen, that is my democratic right of my freedom. What is going to happen is going to cause a stampede.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say
So what is this causing?
This is causing kids. In fact, you know, a year ago, we reached out to 4,500 school principals to help us stop parents from sending kids into reality shows. Forget about this. This is the extreme anthropological or silicon implant, I don't know, but this is the extreme. I'm even talking about regular television shows. Regular television shows who are taking these 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds, painting them up, going into extreme close-up when they break
Khan,
down.
who does a talent show. We'll go to him. Is he up? If we can get Sajid Khan up in the plasma. Sajid, Derek O'Brien making this point about children and reality TV and saying, well, there's one debate about children participating in these shows. The other being a certain kind of shows actually hurts kids. It's not what they should be brought up on. Your take as a host of a reality TV show?
Not host, I judged India's Got Talent, and I had issues over there with children participating in the show, as I will always have issues with children participating in TV shows. But it also depends on the parents of the children. It also depends on how old the child is and what the child is doing. My argument was, if a child is 5 to 7 to 8 years old and if performing anything, whether it's a dance or an acrobat, it should be done like a child and not in a filmy, raunchier way of anything which looks distasteful. So that's about it. But I'm enjoying this argument. I agree with some of them and I don't agree with most of them.
Do you believe Veena Malik or Jody Bindra are bad for health?
No, I just feel that, at the end of the day, it's in the hands of the viewers. The viewers have something called a remote control. If you don't like something, change the channel. That's what we do. We channel surf.
Yeah.
Why do we channel surf? Because we get bored with something. Technically, the law, which has been also passed, which I've been seeing in news channels, is that news channels are not allowed even to show clippings of both these said shows till about 11 p.m. So we are also breaking the law right now.
Yeah, I think you raise an interesting point about why can't you use the remote instead of the government. I want Dilip to park that thought. Quick take, and then I go to Thomas and Dale, and Pravesh hasn't spoken yet. Yeah, Shiv?
Yeah. I think there's a snobbery to Bonvita quizzes. They are the other side of the same kind of competition that drives children to this kind of competition. I mean, you get your filter in, that's nice, I love Bonvita, but you need a different kind of democratic answer.
At least they're learning something in that.
Yeah, what makes you think they're unlearning something here?
Derek, respond to that.
I think, there's a very simple response. I think there's a very simple response for a show like KBC. Why are we getting stuck with Bonvita? Look at KBC.
Yeah.
Making knowledge interesting to help people grow. Tell me now, Big Boss. Making knowledge interesting to help people grow.
Sorry,
that's my definition. You may not agree with it.
Information and knowledge are two separate things.
Knowledge?
Just because you whittle down a series of 100 questions and behave like a tutorial college millionaire, don't start praising the thing. They're both certain kinds of downsizing of the brain.
I am not downsizing anything now. We are going to talk about information. Before that, we talk about data. Then we go to information. Then we go to knowledge. Then we go to wisdom. Then we go to spirituality. Where in this is the Big Boss fit in this?
All right, there's a thought. There's a thought put out there. Okay, there's a thought put out there. We'll return to it. Thomas, as representing a group that actually works with children. We're all speaking on behalf of children. I just find nobody's even looking at new technology which exists today. And unless you're going to use net nannies, your kid's on the computer all the time, he or she can probably see much worse than what we're seeing in Big Boss.
Sure. Let me draw your attention to the framework for children that exists, which we all draw our inspiration from, which is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, which 200 nations, including India, have signed up to, and which says that the best interests of the child should be of prime consideration when such matters are considered. And the second thing, what they say is that in matters of media, children should have access to knowledge, information which should help her grow. Same time, children should be protected from information that is injurious.
So is this information, is this exposure injurious? And firstly, how do we assume that children sleep at 11?
But I would also say,
I think it's about
I just come to you, Thomas.
The purpose of this 11 o'clock thing is a shortcut. And I understand what Shiv is saying about democratization and time. And gradually, the fact is we need to understand from a public survey as to till what time do children watch television in India. And I understand the concerns of channels in doing their programming, all of that. But the fact is that you have to recognize that some of these programs are not just bad for children, they're bad for the nannies who are watching it. And for other people in the home, a fate worse than watching it with your child is watching it with your mother-in-law. The fact is that some of this kind of thing is verging on distasteful, which gets, a kind of public support, because the lowest common denominator is where democracy is most functional.
Well, let me take that to Pravesh now. You you host Emotional Atyachar, which in one line, do you want to describe what happens in it? You basically test whether couples are able to be faithful and monogamous to each other by baiting a kind of little tease temptation, right?
That's the wrong word to use, dating. Actually, it's just testing the loyalty of the boyfriend or girlfriend, and it's not